Happy Fat Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is my second video, and I'm actually really excited to talk to you about Lent because it's one of my favorite seasons of the year. I know that sounds really weird because I love summer, of course, but I love Lent. It's like a start over for me. And when I see the ashes on people's foreheads on Ash Wednesday, it's a reminder that I'm entering a time of preparing and just looking at my life to see what needs to stay and what needs to go. And I think we can get really robotic about Lent. We always just give up the same thing every year, and we hear people talking like, what are you giving up? What are you giving up? But often what we give up really means nothing. And so when Easter comes, we're not any different. We're the same as we were when we started. Sometimes we can turn Lent into like a great opportunity to lose weight or get rid of bad habits. And we need to remember that Lent is not just about making our outside selves better, but our souls better and more prepared for Christ. And I feel like every single year this season comes because we are people that need to be reminded regularly that we need to always be looking inside of ourselves to see how we're doing. So the purple Lenten color appears, and we know it's time to prepare our hearts in a more deep way. And so what I want to do today is just share with you some ideas that I had about Lent, some things that I believe and I do, and hopefully they will help you make this Lent more meaningful than any have ever been before. One thing I think is important is to always do something for Lent and take something away. And so the sacrifice is always something that is keeping me from being closer to Christ. So every year I try to look the few days before Ash Wednesday and just start to think, what habits have entered my life that I know are keeping me from being the best version of myself, or keeping me from being the person that I know God wants me to be? Have I fallen into gossip? Do I spend too much time on my phone? Am I lazy? Have I stopped having real conversations with the people that I love? What is consuming me? What am I addicted to? What do I need to step away from to have more time to just focus on the people that God has given me in my life and God Himself? And so I'm still in prayer actually over what I'm going to do this year, but I know I've been on my phone too much. I know that when I have a second to breathe and maybe soak in life, I'm reaching for my phone to see like what's happening on Instagram or what's happening on social media, or even just checking it like out of habit. So it is kind of like an addiction. So that's something I need to keep in check. And also just like when I speak, am I speaking highly of people? Am I building people up? Am I tearing people down with my words? I really want to work on that. And so I feel like I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to go to confession, because I feel like confession also helps me restart. It's a great combination during Lent to be sacrificing and getting rid of those things that are tearing me down at the same time. And it's awesome to sacrifice and take something out during Lent. That's really important because it helps us love. Sacrifice helps us love better, and it ultimately reminds us of what Jesus did for us on the cross. Sacrificed His life for us. And so the things that we feel like we have to have can pull us and attach us to the world. And the goal is to detach from the world so that we live more for eternity than we do for now. So I love the sacrifice idea. I love to serve, go to service, go to Catholic charities, bag groceries, visit a nursing home, because then you're sacrificing your time. So something that you want to do, you might be giving up to go do for someone else. I think those are all great things to do during Lent. Then the other aspect of that is putting something in place that will help you grow closer to Christ. My idea this year is to read more from the Bible, and sometimes the Bible is overwhelming to me, as I talked about in my last video. So we're going to do a daily gospel reflection. And I'm super excited because Dynamic Catholic sent the best Lent ever journal to me. And I'm going to print, or I already printed the first week, the gospel for the day. And then I'm going to read it, reflect on it, and then journal like, what does this gospel mean for me? What does this gospel teach me? How will it help me live my life better and be able to sacrifice more? So I kind of talked about the Bible a lot in my last video, and I want to take that and pair it up with a sacrifice for Lent. And I feel like if we all gave up something and put something into practice that helps us grow stronger in our faith, we will definitely become more like the person God wants us to be over these 40 days. Other ideas might be listening to Christian music instead of regular music for one day on the radio, praying the rosary, spending some quiet time in adoration, maybe add an extra Mass in, so go to Mass one day a week extra. All these things are just filling us up with God's grace and helping us grow stronger in our faith. They are little changes that make a big difference, and that's what living the Christian life is all about. Make a little change and you will begin to see a big difference in the way you live. I hope this Lent is awesome. I'm going to check back in about a week and just see how things are going and share my own struggles with living out this Lenten challenge. If you have any ideas or thoughts that you would like me to talk about in the next video, please add it to the comments. I hope you have a wonderful Fat Tuesday and a peaceful beginning to Lent. Thanks for checking in.